Let's talk about how to use a serological and a micropipette. So first off, let's look at the serological or roller pipette. Now you may notice there are two different components to it. Here we have the roller part where we can scroll up or scroll down to move liquid up and or down the glass part. Now notice for this glass part that you can read it, it actually tells you how much volume it can hold. This one right here says 5 milliliters in 1 to 10. What that means is 5 milliliters can be held this entire thing, and that each of these little marks will represent a single, 1/10 of a milliliter. You also notice that the top reads 0. Oh, so does that mean if I move all the liquid up to the top, then I have 0 milliliters? Well, no. It means if the liquid is at the top, you have dispensed 0 milliliters. So these actually will tell you how much liquid you have dispensed, with a number down here saying 4, and then 10 marks below that to mark off how much liquid you can dispense, a total of 5 milliliters. So, how do these go together? Well, you might notice there is a hole in the bottom here, and this can go in that hole. Do not grab it by the end and Hulk smash them together. No, Hulk smash bad. No smash. Very gently pinch it up here, grab this, and gently rotate it in. If it seems a bit too tight, you can just remember, be gentle, try to rotate it. And if that doesn't work, a little lubricant can go a long way in getting these two pieces together. Now that they're together, they're a single unit, and I will be able to pipette things up. So this holds 5 milliliters. Let's say I wanted to pipette up 3 milliliters. That would mean I go past the 4, that's 1 milliliter, past the 3, that's 2 milliliters, and up to the 2. That's going to be 3 milliliters total. And remember that the bottom of the meniscus is going to be resting at that 2. So I'm going to gently put this in some liquid, and I'm going to roll this roller pipette up. And the liquid will be coming up here. Vertical is best, and I'm going to, oops, too far, I can roll it back down. And I've got the meniscus sitting there pretty at the 2. Now how do I get this out? Well, I'm going to put this in a new container, and what I can actually do is press this on the side, and that will release the liquid. Look at it go. Now I'm not going to do any fancy shots or anything, but oh no, there's still a little bit of liquid left over in the tip. So how do I get that out? Well, I use this, and I just press it down firmly. Not too quickly, because that'll spray it out, but now it has gone out, and it's in here. That's 3 milliliters. Pipette it out using a serological pipette. When I'm done, I simply unscrew the top here, gently again, set that aside, and I will take this to the sink to wash it. Although that is just food coloring and water, still, I should be a clean biologist. Now, micropipetters. The micropipetters come in a couple of different forms, with somewhat different colorations on the top. These colors tell you what type of micropipetter they are, and sometimes they are labeled on the top. This one says P1000, and that means this can hold 1,000 microliters. Micropipetters hold microliters. This one reads on the side 100 to 1,000 microliters. So it can hold a minimum of 100 and a maximum of 1,000. You may be able to read on there, it says 265. So that doesn't mean 2.65, it doesn't mean 26.5, it means 265 microliters. It can't mean 2,650 because that would be outside of that range. So the number on the side can be adjusted using this volume adjustment dial, which also happens to be the plunger button. So I'm going to twist the volume adjustment dial, and that will tell me how many it has. Now it can now pipette up to 400 microliters. On these pipetters, the micropipetters, the volume adjustment dial is here. So I can twist that, twist it up for more volume, twist it down for less volume. And now I read that, it says 046. You may not be able to read that. 046, well, let's see. Could it be 4.6? No. 46? No. 460? Yes. 460 microliters. You may note that in between there are 5 other numbers. Each one of those numbers represents 2. So if I twist it just a little more, I can see it's 458 there, to be more precise. But if I really wanted to be that precise, I'd probably use a smaller pipetter. So this is a 20 microliter pipetter, and it is set right now to 119. So is that 1.19? No, this is between 2 and 20. Is it 11.9? Yes. Could it be 119? No. So this is 11.9 microliters that this can dispense. So how do we dispense it? Well, we certainly don't take this and just jam the whole thing into the liquid. No, we don't. Instead, we're going to add a tip to it. So I'm going to prop this open and gently put on a tip. Check to make sure that's firm. Yes, it is. Gently. Of course, you don't jam it in there or they all fall out and you have to put them back in. So now I have a tip. And if I want to get that 460 microliters into that tip, I'm going to press down on the plunger button. So note there are 2 stops. You press it down first to a soft stop, and you can press it down farther to a hard stop. Now the distance between fully up and that first stop is going to be 460 microliters of air that I'm currently pushing out of there. And that will allow me to pipette up 460 microliters of liquid. That second stop is to eject that last little bit. Remember that we used in the serological pipette, we gave that a little extra puff. With this little extra puff is that second stop. So we don't know exactly how much that is, so we're not going to use that in pipetting because that's an unknown volume. So I'm going to push down to that first stop, and then I'm going to put the tip in the liquid, and then I'm going to gently and slowly let it go up to rest. If I do it too fast, it will splash. Now that is 460 microliters of liquid. And I'm going to pipette that in by going down to that first stop, and then just a little puff to that second, and then I'm going to move it out so I don't suck anything back up, and gently let it go back to its resting phase. Now while there is liquid in here, we're going to make sure gravity keeps the liquid in the tip. So do not set it down on its side, or gravity will let the liquid seep into the actual apparatus, which costs a fair amount to clean. And definitely don't pipette up and then, oh my goodness, have you heard about the latest pumpkin spice lattes? Because that will cause everything to go into here and we will have to repair it. When we are done, we don't need to clean these. Yay. Instead, we're going to use this ejector button on the side. The ejector button is also on the side of these other ones. And we are going to eject this into a pipette waste jar. Now you may think it might be fun to kind of shoot those at your friends, but I have some bad news for you. The actual distance that these things can shoot is pitiful. That was about 1 foot. So not worth it. There, I've tried it out for you. Hopefully this has helped you to learn how to use a serological and a micropipetter. Thank you.